Hello students, welcome to FIBSc electronic class. Today I am going to teach you Kirchhoff's law. Kirchhoff's laws. There are two Kirchhoff's laws. One is Kirchhoff's voltage law, other is Kirchhoff's current law. So before moving towards the statement of the Kirchhoff's law, some basic concepts you have to get cleared. Now in a circuit consists of more than two or three components. It may be resistor, capacitor or inductors. These are the passive components. They are connected in series or parallel form. Also there is a voltage source or current source connected in the circuit. So you just see on the board, this is called as a circuit which is having three resistors, one current source and one voltage source. So first we will see what is the definition of a branch. A branch is, it represents a single element such as a voltage source or a resistors. But usually we think a branch as a path flowing the same current. So maybe includes more than one element. Now we will see in the same circuit what is meant by node, what is meant by loop and what is meant by mesh. Because all these terms you are going to use in all the laws whenever you study the laws. So what is a node? A node is a point of connection between two or more branches. See here, B is a node where 2 ohm resistor, 3 ohm resistor and 2 ampere current is connected. Also A is a node where 5 ohm resistor and 10 volt voltage supply is connected. C is also a node where 3 ohm resistor, 2 ohm resistor and 10 volt power supply and 2 ampere current is connected. Okay. So is it clear about node? Now we will move towards loop. What is meant by loop? Loop is any closed path in a circuit. See in this circuit how many closed paths are there? First you start from A, go towards C. So A to C, if you see, there is one complete circuit consisting of 5 ohm, 2 ohm and 10 volts power supply. So it is a loop. Also 2 ohm resistor, 3 ohm resistor, they are connected with the wires. It is also a loop. Then 3 ohm and 2 ampere, it is also a loop. So is it clear? Now we will move towards mesh. What is meant by mesh? A mesh is a loop which does not contain any other loops or within it. So mesh is a loop which does not contain any other loops within it. So internally there should not be any loop in the mesh. Okay, so what is a mesh here? A to C, it is a mesh. Now we will move towards Kirchhoff's law. First we will see what is Kirchhoff's current law. Now Kirchhoff's current law, it is applicable to the circuit whenever at any node point more than two branches are connected. You just see in the circuit there are 5 branches connected at a point, and to the 5 branches I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, these are the currents. Some are going out, some are coming inside the towards the node. So the summation of all the currents incoming as well as outgoing is equal to 0. This is the Kirchhoff's current law. So if in the form of statements we can see the algebraic sum of the currents entering the node or a closed boundary is 0 based on the law of conservation of a charge. The sum of the currents entering the node is equal to the sum of the currents leaving the nodes. So in this circuit you just see this is the node. At this node point, this is the node. At this node point, the currents I1 and I3, I4, they are entering inside, and the current I2 and I4, they are I5, they are going outside from the node. So I2 and I5, they are outgoing currents, and I1, I3, I4 are incoming currents. So incoming currents are always equal to the summation of a outgoing currents. So this is the very simplest form of a Kirchhoff's current law. So I1 minus I2 minus I3 minus I6 minus I7 is equal to 0. If I apply the KCL to this another circuit. So note that KCL is available to every node at any time. KCL is related only to the currents instead of elements. So now we will move towards Kirchhoff's second law, that is Kirchhoff's voltage law. It is also, in short form, it is called as a KVL. So the statement of Kirchhoff's voltage law is the algebraic sum of all voltages around a closed loop or a path is zero. It is based on the principle of conservation of energy. To illustrate KVL, consider the circuit given in which three resistors are connected and two power supplies are connected, V1 and V4. Now V1 and V4, they are the batteries connected in the circuit, so they are known as a battery voltage or voltage supply or supply rise, voltage rise. And there are three resistors R1, R2, R3, they are connected in the circuit. Now due to these two voltages V1 and V4, the current is flowing through the circuit and current is going through R1, R2, R3. Therefore, the voltage drops I1 into R1, that is equal to V2, I1 into R2, I2 into I1 into R3 is the voltage drops across the resistors R1, R2, R3. So according to Kirchhoff's voltage law, we can say that sum of the voltage drops is equal to sum of the voltage rise. Now what is the voltage drop here? It is the voltage drop is voltage across the resistors I1 R1, I1 R2 and I1 R3. And what is the voltage rise? It is V1 and V4. So I can say V1 V2 plus V3 plus V4 is equal to V1 plus V4. Now, there are two sorts of constraints you have to apply whenever you use KCL and KVL. Number one is a topological constraints and other one is element constraints. So, topological constraints determined by the way of connection among the elements such as KCL, KVL, and the element constraint determined by the elements VAR. Using two sorts of constraint, we can analyze any lumped circuit, solve out all the voltage and currents. In the circuit with B branches and N nodes, there are two B variables should be valued. Then KCL for N nodes, only N minus 1 equations are independent. In KVL for the loops, only B minus N plus 1 equations are independent. Only KVL for the meshes. Now VAR for branches, B equations. So N minus 1 plus B minus N plus 1 plus B is equal to 2B. 2B equations to value 2B variables. This is called as a 2B analysis. Now we will see further what is the series combination of resistors and how the voltage division is possible. Also we will see parallel combination of resistance and how voltage division is possible. As we know, the series connected means that the same current flows in them. The equivalent resistance of any number of resistors connected in series is the sum of the individual resistance. In this circuit, you just see R1 and R2, they are connected in series. So what is the total resistance? R1 plus R2. Now what is the current flowing through this R1 and R2? Because of the voltage source V, it will be same, I. So I can calculate by V upon R1 plus R2. The equivalent resistance is R1 plus R2 and the current is I is equal to V upon R1 plus R2. Now it can be applied to any number of resistors. If we insert more number of resistors across in series with R2, R3, R4, R5, same law you can apply. Now what is the power? What is the voltage drops across this? What is P? That is what is the power? Power is V into I. So V1 into I plus V2 into I is equal to R1 I square plus R2 I square. So is equal to P1 plus P2. So the equivalent power of any number of resistors connected in series is the sum of individual powers. Okay, you got it? Now we will see concept of equivalent. Be equivalent to the outside, not the inside. Principle of voltage division. If a voltage divider has n resistors R1, R2 up to Rn in series with the source voltage V, the nth resistors Rn will have a voltage drop Vn is equal to Rn upon R1 plus R2 up to Rn into V. So this is a total current first they have found out. Then it is applied to the current across the particular resistance Rn. Okay. Now we'll see what is a parallel resistance and current division is possible in parallel resistance. You know, in parallel combinations they are connected in this way given in the circuit. As we know, the parallel connected means that the same voltage covers over them. That means the voltage across this branch is same is equal to this branch. It is not the case in case of a series combination, because depending upon the resistance value the voltage drop differs. But what happens here in parallel combinations, the voltage drop is same, though I1 and I2 currents are different and the resistors are different, but the voltage drops are same. The equivalent conductance of resistor connected in parallel is the sum of their individual conductances. Now if you just see the two resistors, so I is equal to total I will be I1, it is divided into I1 and I2. So I is equal to I1 plus I2, so is equal to G1 into V plus G2 into V, so is equal to G into V, where G is the equivalent conductance. Now it can be applied to any number of resistors. So what is again the term power comes here. What is a power? Power is again voltage into current. So what is the power across resistor R1? So it is V into I1 plus V into I2. So total is G1 into V square plus G2 into V square. So power will be G into V square. So it is equal to P1 plus P2. So powers are added. The equivalent power of any number of resistors connected in parallel is the sum of the individual powers. So what is the principle of current division? If a current divider has n conductors G1, G2, Gn in parallel with the source current I, the nth conductor G1 will have the current in this way. We have to divide. In is equal to Gn upon G1 plus G2 plus Gn into I. Okay, you got it? Now you might have seen such type of networks where mixed connections are possible. The resistors are connected in this way. We combine the resistors in series as well as in parallel in the same circuit. So mixed connection and its equivalent resistance you can find out. Then Y delta transformations. Now delta means it is just like the symbol delta. That is a triangle type symbol is there. Situations often arise in the circuit analysis when the resistors are neither in parallel nor in series. So in this way in this case you have to find out the total resistance between the point A and B. Now why it is another connection is Y type connection. It is just look like the Y symbol. Can you imagine another way of transformation? A delta is converted into Y. So there is an exercise for you. Solve the following. For the given circuit, find the total resistance, find the voltage V1, V2, power to the 2 ohm and 3 ohm resistors, and verify the Kirchhoff's voltage law. So there are total 8 questions are given to you. You have to solve it in your notebook as an assignment and show it to me after 1 week. Okay. So this will be the first assignment to you up to questions 8. So all these questions they are based on whatever I teach you in this class. See, in this Kirchhoff's current law, at the node point you have to find out the currents. Here you have to find out the equivalent resistance by parallel and series combination. Here voltage division is possible. V1, V2, V2 you can find out using Kirchhoff's just like apply Ohm law. Here also you can find out the current division. 1 ampere is divided into 2 branches. Then here determine the value of total resistance. Use the parallel combination. Here also parallel and series combinations and current division formula you have to apply here. Then here unknown current and again series combination circuit, find the total current. Here also series a combination of resistors, find the total current. So it's very simple. Kirchhoff's voltage laws are very simple, and in every year they are asking about 4 to 6 marks questions on this Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay, so do you have any difficulty? If you have any difficulty, you can ask me.